Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me for Brahma Viharas. I guess this is episode 5, although we're not really counting or keeping score in that way. And the reason why we're not counting is so that people can feel free to join this episode but not the next episode. Or you don't. Each episode is a standalone experience. So if you haven't caught the first 2 or 3 of the Brahma Viharas and you're just joining us, welcome. If you've been with us the whole time, thanks for coming back and supporting. That's great too. So for this episode of Lovingkindness, the Brahma Viharas Lovingkindness, we'll be doing a energy transformation meditation. So it's a little bit different than the previous guided meditations that I did, which are called metta meditations, where we send loving kindness, well, first to our own heart, and then we send it out to others gradually. We haven't gotten to that stage yet, but that's next week. We start to send it to others. Here, we will actually cultivate the energy of loving kindness, and then we'll send it out from our body to the whole world, as you'll see in a few moments. Now, today's practice will start with the sounds, so I'll invite you to rest your awareness on the sound of the bell. Allow the decay of the bell to guide your awareness into the silent space. And then from that silent space, we'll start to cultivate a certain type of energy in the body. And that energy becomes collected in a spot 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. So right in the middle, right in the center of the body, we start to deliver small amounts of energy through the breath. So we breathe in and we rest on the breath and allow that breath to deliver a small amount of energy and deposit that energy 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. Now, the more we do that, and this is all done with visualization, trying to visualize all of that, and the energy gets larger and larger. It starts to accumulate in that area, gets to the size of a tennis ball, then a grapefruit, then perhaps a basketball or a pumpkin. And then we disperse that energy through our body, first through the legs, so from the abdomen down to the feet. Then we come back to the abdomen, we bring a little more energy to that spot, cultivating that orb of radiant light and energy, and then we bring it up through the torso and up to the head, and then radiate out that energy for all others to benefit from. So that's an outline of the practice that we're going to be doing today. Tomorrow is a Q&A session, and I've already gotten some really interesting questions, so I'm excited about tomorrow's episode as well. And if you do have any comments or questions, please do send them over. And you can consider your question an act of generosity, because there might be many others watching who have a similar question or who are coming to a similar question but haven't quite figured out how to verbalize that question yet. And your question might fill that need for them. So you can consider your presenting of a question to me as an act of generosity, an act of compassion for those who would like to ask similar questions but are unable to. So there you go. Okay, I don't think I have anything else to add to that. This guided meditation will take up most of the episode today. Although after the episode, I will probably do a little bit of talking and then conclude after that. Enjoy. So allowing the body, mind, and heart to rest. Just coming into this present moment experience. And I'll invite you all to rest your thinking mind on the sound of the bell. And I'll ring the bell. Allow the sound of the bell to slowly decay and to guide your thinking mind into silence. So going from thinking to resting. And now ring the sound of the bell again. Rest your awareness on the sound of the bell. Allow the decay of the bell to guide your awareness into silence. And you might also notice the other sounds of the present moment. And as you rest there, I'll ring the sound of the bell one more time. Allow the decay of the bell to guide your awareness into silence. And as you rest in that silent space, noticing the other sounds arising in this present moment, wherever you are, noticing all of the sounds, not focusing on any one sound in particular, but noticing the entire field of sound and the silence. Noticing the breath entering and leaving the nose, the breath touching the back of the throat, the rib cage expanding and contracting as you breathe in and breathe out. Noticing the rising and falling of the abdomen with each breath. You might notice the back moving out as you breathe in as you breathe out. The shoulders rising and falling with each breath. And while resting there with the silence and sound and the sensations of the body and breath, bring your attention to the area in the abdomen 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. And allow each in-breath to reach that spot 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. And allowing the next in-breath to touch that spot 3 inches below the navel, 2 inches in front of the spine. And as the breath touches that spot, allow a little bit of energy, a little bit of light to accumulate there. This might be a radiant warmth, a loving light of energy. Might just be a buzz of electricity in the body. 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. And allow the next in-breath to drop a little more light, a little more energy, a little more radiance to that spot. 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. Each in-breath dropping more light, more energy, more radiance. 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. And allow that light, that energy, that radiance to swell to the size of an apple. This might feel like a glowing, radiant orb of light, perhaps rotating. Energy, light, radiance, 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. And allow this radiant warmth and light to swell again to the size of a grapefruit. This radiant light and warmth and energy inside the body, 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. Each in-breath adding more radiance, more energy, more vibrational light, inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allow this radiant light and warmth and energy to flow down through the thighs and the quadriceps of the upper legs, filling the upper legs with radiant warmth and energy and light, drenching the marrow of the bones, filling each vein and artery of the upper legs, soaking the muscles with radiant light and warmth and energy, radiating out to the surface of the skin throughout the upper legs. And allowing this radiant warmth and energy and light to flow over the knees, flooding the kneecaps with radiant warmth, loving energy and light shimmering out from the surface of the kneecaps, soaking the marrow of the bones, the veins and the arteries, and allowing this radiant light and energy and warmth to flood the lower legs, filling the calves and the shins with radiant warmth and energy, shimmering light, drenching the marrow of the bones, soaking the muscles, the veins and the arteries, shimmering out from the surface of the skin, throughout the lower legs and into the ankles, allowing this radiant light and loving warmth and energy to soak every and each little bone in the ankles, the veins and the arteries, the muscles and tendons, to the surface of the skin, throughout the feet, allowing this flood of radiant light and warmth and energy to fill the feet from the ankles to the toes, drenching each and every little bone, the veins and the arteries, the tendons and muscles, through the surface of the skin, shimmering out from the surface of the skin, from the feet and into the toes. And breathing in and breathing out, allowing the breath to touch that spot in the abdomen 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. Each in-breath accumulating more light, more energy, allowing the spot 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine to swell with vibrating light and warmth and radiant energy to the size of a grapefruit. And as you inhale and exhale, allowing more radiant light and warmth and energy to reach that spot 3 inches below the navel and 2 inches in front of the spine. Allowing this glowing orb of radiant loving kindness and light to swell to the size of a pumpkin. And as you inhale and exhale, allow this radiant warmth and light to overflow out of the abdomen, drenching the small intestines and the large intestines with radiant light, warmth and energy, the kidneys and liver, flooding the organs of the abdomen with radiant light, warmth, loving kindness, energy, through the muscles of the abdomen to the surface of the skin. And as you inhale and exhale, allowing more radiant light and warmth and energy to fill the rib cage, drenching the lungs, the heart, the veins and the arteries, filling with loving kindness, light and warmth and energy, flowing out through the chest to the surface of the skin, shimmering out from the skin, about 1 inch from the surface of the skin, shimmering out, radiant warmth, loving kindness and energy through the shoulders, soaking the marrow of the bones, drenching the muscles, the veins and the arteries, shimmering out radiant warmth and loving kindness energy to the surface of the skin. And as you inhale and exhale, allow more radiant warmth and light and energy to shimmer up the spinal column from the abdomen, starting with the lowest vertebrae, soaking each vertebrae with radiant light, warmth and energy, the spinal column, the nerves, the muscles of the back, drenched with loving kindness, light, radiant warmth, flowing energy up the back, through the shoulder blades, drenching the bones, the muscles, the veins, and the arteries to the surface of the skin, through the shoulders, and down through the upper arms, drenching the muscles, the veins and tendons, the arteries of the upper arms, down to the marrow of the bones, allowing this radiant loving kindness, light and warmth to flow through the arms. The forearms from the marrow of the bones, the muscles, the tendons, the veins and the arteries to the surface of the skin as this radiant light and warmth flows through the wrists and into the hands, soaking the very tiny bones in the wrists and hands with radiant loving kindness, warmth and energy and light, drenching the hands, the muscles, the veins and the arteries to the surface of the skin, through the fingers, the fingernails, to the fingertips. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allowing this radiant warmth and loving kindness light to flow up through the shoulders and into the vertebrae at the back of the neck, drenching the vertebrae, the spinal column, the veins and the arteries, the nerves, the muscles and tendons to the surface of the skin throughout the back of the head, the ears, and allowing this loving kindness, radiant warmth and light to fill the skull, shimmering up through the mouth, coating each teeth or tooth with radiant warmth, loving kindness and energy, drenching the tongue, the roof of the mouth with light and warmth and loving kindness, into the sinus cavity, coming out through the nostrils, radiant warmth, loving kindness, energy, light, shimmering up into the cranium, allowing this radiant warmth and light and loving kindness to coat each fold in the brain, allowing the energy, radiant warmth and loving kindness to move through the cranium, allowing it to fill the eye sockets, covering the eyes with radiant warmth, loving kindness, energy, shimmering out through the forehead to the surface of the skin, drenching the marrow of the bones and the skull, and shimmering out about an inch from the top of the skull. Radiant warmth, loving kindness, energy vibrating out from the top of the skull and throughout the entire body, allowing this vibrating warmth and energy and radiant light and sheer beautiful radiance shimmering out in all directions about an inch from the body, coating the surface of the skin, drenching the muscles, the veins, the tendons and arteries, soaking your entire body to the marrow of the bones with radiant light, warmth, energy, and loving kindness. And just rest there. This might feel like a resting in an ocean of vibrating loving kindness. Might feel like a generating warmth or an energy shimmering out from the surface of the body. Just rest with that. And now, while breathing in and breathing out, allowing this radiant warmth and shimmering light and energy to flow out from all directions from your body, about 6 inches from the surface of the skin, shimmering out from the marrow of the bones, the veins and the arteries, the tendons and muscles, through the surface of the skin, about 6 inches, vibrating out in all directions. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allow this radiant, loving kindness, warmth, and light to flow out of your body in all directions, about a foot. And the next in-breath and out-breath, allow this radiant light, this loving kindness, warmth, and energy to shimmer out from the surface of your skin in all directions, about 2 meters, 6 feet, vibrating out in all directions, from the marrow of the bones through the surface of the skin, about 2 meters out in all directions. Shimmering radiant light and warmth and energy, flowing loving kindness. As you breathe in and breathe out, allowing this radiant loving kindness, warmth, and energy to flow out from the marrow of your bones through the surface of the skin, to fill the room that you're in right now, shimmering out in all directions to fill the entire capacity of the room. And if there are other beings with you in that room, visualize them breathing in your loving kindness energy. See them receiving the benefits of your efforts. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allow this radiant, loving kindness, warmth, and energy to shimmer out from the marrow of your bones, the surface of the skin, to fill your entire apartment or household. And if there are other beings there, pets or humans, visualize them receiving your loving kindness, warmth. You might see them as being ecstatically happy, blissful, bathing in your loving kindness energy. And as you inhale and exhale, allow this radiant warmth and loving kindness energy to fill the entire neighborhood in which you are currently in. All of the beings in that neighborhood, animals and humans, receiving your loving kindness warmth as it shimmers out from the marrow of your bones, through the surface of your skin, to fill the entire neighborhood in which you live or in which you are. Visualizing or imagining the other beings there bathing in your loving kindness. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allow this radiant warmth and loving kindness, energy and light to fill the country in which you are currently in. Shimmering out from your heart, from the marrow of your bones, through the surface of your skin, to fill the entire country. And all of the beings in that country receiving great benefit from your efforts of loving kindness, bathing in the warmth of your loving kindness. The way a newborn baby would bathe in the warmth of the loving kindness of a mother, so too the beings in this country are allowed to bathe in your warmth. And as you inhale and exhale, allowing the radiant warmth and loving kindness energy to shimmer out from your heart, through the marrow of your bones to the surface of your skin, to fill the entire planet Earth. Visualizing all of the beings on Earth receiving benefit from your efforts of loving kindness, bathing in the radiant warmth and energy of your overflowing heart. Much in the same way a newborn baby bathes in the open heart of its mother, so too all beings on earth bathe in your loving kindness warmth. And as you inhale and exhale, allowing your radiant warmth and loving kindness to flow out from your heart, through the marrow of your bones to the surface of the skin, to fill the entire universe, shimmering out in all 10 directions, to fill the entire universe. All the beings throughout space and time, receiving and benefiting from your efforts and loving kindness, your radiant warmth and energy. May peace prevail in the heart of humanity. May all be kind to each other. When our hearts become kind, we become beautiful, like a flower. When our hearts are kind, there can be no animosity or anger towards any other being, because we only recognize ourself in them. I pay homage to all of those beings whom possess this most precious jewel, the kind heart. May I too become kind, compassionate, and full of love for all sentient beings. May peace prevail in the heart of humanity. May all be kind to each other. So I hope you all enjoyed this energy transformation meditation practice. This I learned in the Tibetan tradition from my teacher, from the Kaju tradition. But obviously, the way I deliver it and the way my teacher delivered it to me, this is a very secular practice. There's no religion emphasized. And so it works by, maybe you felt it, maybe I don't need to explain, but just in case. And sometimes we don't feel much when we do these practices. Sometimes it takes a few runs through it. And so this is all recorded. If you'd like another pass, you can download it. It'll be on my YouTube channel, on my website, www.suchsweetthunder.org. But it works by taking the energy that's stagnated in the body, and through the breath, we take that stagnated energy and we visualize it as something very, very beautiful. And then allowing it to swell through the body, healing our body. And it actually, there are studies done that show that this practice actually does boost the immune system. So it is actually working to heal the body, which is quite extraordinary. And then we take that, and because it feels good to give the gift to others, we then allow it to generate out for the benefit of, well, eventually all beings like that. And so it's an act of generosity as well. I don't really think I need to say anything more than that. I will be talking for most of the episode tomorrow, and so at risk of boring you all with my rambling, I think I'll close there. Tomorrow is a Q&A session, so do send some questions over if you have any. I've gotten a couple, but it'd be nice. I love questions, and I love to get a Q&A. It helps me know what to talk about. So I'm not just rambling here about things that are irrelevant to people who are watching. So that helps. So questions are good. And have a great Saturday. And I will see you all at the same time tomorrow. Thank you very much.